Greetings and salutations. I am back once again with a Risk of Rain Returns Gold Medal Providence Trial Guide. Today we will be tackling a rather tedious and annoying Artificer trial known as Danger Orbits.
Orbit for a good clean feeling, no matter what.
Completion of the Danger Orbits trial by destroying 50 or more enemies unlocks Artificer's alternate special ability, Localized Sun, while taking out 200 or more enemies awards you the gold medal. During the trial, you only have access to this special skill, and the basic idea is to guide it around, killing as many enemies as possible while you are trapped in the middle. You have some extra health and regen, and some items will drop, but it gets increasingly harder as you progress. Wow, okay, this one took me a good 4 or 5 hours of non-stop play before I managed the gold medal. In comparison, I have completed about 50% of all trials so far with gold, and none of the others took me half as long as this one. I wouldn't even consider it that hard, honestly, as you aren't required to learn a crazy new skill, like in the Clouds trial for example. In fact, one of my best gold attempts was in the first 10 minutes of trying it, and I certainly didn't feel like I was much better when I finally beat it hours later. Most of the difficulty just boils down to each attempt being so vastly different from one another and heavily influenced by enemy spawn RNG, aka random chance. This also means that I won't really be able to walk you through step by step like I usually do, since it is always so different. Take a look at some of these examples toward the beginning of the trial. I am doing my best here to keep the enemies at bay, but if you just get unlucky and have a ton of elite spawn close to you at the top or bottom, you really can't do a lot. There is no way to manually trigger the ability to explode, so your cooldown timing is just another random factor that you have to hope is in your favor. Beyond that, you also need the bosses to spawn in at ideal times, or you can be left completely defenseless like in these examples here. On the other hand, you can see how different it looks when you actually get good boss RNG and have time to deal with everything. That isn't all though, it actually gets worse. The second Wandering Vagrant boss usually spawns somewhere around the 80 kill mark or so. However, about 1 in 3 attempts for me resulted in this boss just flat out not spawning at all. This might sound beneficial at first, but you desperately need to kill that second boss as soon as possible since it drops the nematosis nozzle, which is crucial in keeping you alive. I'm not sure if it has something to do with the timing of when you kill the first boss, or if it's a bug or what, but it was extremely aggravating to overcome a bunch of random chance just to lose it all with the boss not spawning. This trial is long enough as it is. I will play my gold medal run through from the top now and do my best to give you some pointers, but there honestly isn't much to say other than just keep at it until you get favorable RNG. One thing I can say though is that you really need to watch the top and bottom of the screen and prioritize any enemies in this area over ones coming from the left and right, since they are going to be much closer. I also recommend playing out each and every attempt rather than restarting, since you have a lot of health regeneration and it is very possible to have a comeback after almost dying. As soon as any items drop, be sure and grab them. After you get the crowbar from the first boss, the basic enemies will die in one hit. As already mentioned, the nematosis nozzle is amazing, and you need this item to survive some of the late game swarms, so keep an eye on the cooldown and use it accordingly. After you pick up the alien head, your Localized Sun cooldown becomes non-existent. Don't forget to cast it at a faster rate than before. I wish I knew of a secret method or some unique strategy that could make this trial quicker, but unfortunately, it is one of those where you're going to just have to keep at it until you get that perfect run. Stay focused and be ready so that you don't accidentally botch a good run when it does come around. If you find yourself constantly getting swarmed, turn on auto jump and hold the button down to try and avoid some of the damage when enemies are near. Also, when you see the Wandering Vagrant attack coming in, do your best to jump to the other side of the box to dodge them. Eventually you will happen upon a run where everything lines up perfectly, allowing you to complete it. I honestly thought I was going to be stuck for a lot longer on this trial. Prior to getting the gold medal run, it had been a very long time before I had come anywhere close to 200 kills, and then magically out of the blue, I managed 256 fairly easily, which is almost 80 more kills than my previous best. What a crazy Providence trial. I promise that the next couple of trials I cover will be a lot shorter and less random in comparison, so keep an eye on the channel in the coming days for more guides. Thank you for watching, and I hope you have better luck than I did with Danger Orbits.